14th of Hearthfire, 201st year, 4th era. Dearest Father, I apologize for the lengthy interval between letters, but I've been very busy of late. I trust you are not too worried about my safety and general well-being, however. I must also apologize for the tone of my last communication, as it was perhaps a bit embittered. You must understand that my life was in a downward spiral at that point, and the tensions of being on the run and perhaps only a step or two ahead of the Thalmor was weighing on my mind almost constantly. I am happy to report, however, that my circumstances have changed considerably since then. I have found honest work at last. Yes, I am sure you are shocked and amazed to hear this. I still recall your words. Son, you do not understand the meaning of an honest day's work, and I fear you never will. Well, Father, you can at last rest easy, knowing that I have found employment with two reputable organizations that take advantage of the talents I did not even know I had. Even more interesting is that I've discovered salvation in the arms of a spirituality I never understood before now. I've come to know a calm that washes over my soul only when I am helping others achieve enlightenment. Just the other day, I met a destitute man, living in a run-down house. To say he was in dire straits would be significant understatement. I can tell you that even though our lives only touched for the briefest of moments, when I left him, there was a peace in his eyes like none I had ever seen before. It touched me deeply and led to my understanding that sometimes our lives are not our own. I have been called to serve by something much more important than me, and serve I will. To do otherwise would be selfish. I must go. There is much to do and many more who need my help. One day I hope to find my way back to High Rock, and perhaps minister to you. That would be a wonderful day indeed. Love, Fleet. Welcome, dear viewers, to CouchWarrior TV on YouTube. I am the CouchWarrior, and you are watching Arcana, a Skyrim Let's Play. Well, welcome everyone to Chapter 4, Part 11. When last we left off, we found ourselves receiving a contract from Muri in Markarth, and now we are on our way to fulfill that contract. If you remember, our job here is to kill a bandit leader named Elaine Dufont, who somehow scorned Muri, and then Muri offered us a side contract to also kill Nilsine Shattershield, who is somebody who was like a sister to her, but she feels has betrayed her. I have elected to take that contract, and the reason I am taking that contract is not because of the money involved in doing that contract, but because it's actually a very good kill for SEL-h. It's done out of revenge, it's done out of anger, it's done out of emotion. And if you remember from our previous explorations of SEL-h and lore regarding the sending of souls to SEL-h, there is some value placed on souls that are sent out of revenge or anger. So that is a high quality kill for SEL-h. So I'm not doing it for the extra cash, but Fleet would view this as an opportunity to please SEL-h by sending sort of the high quality soul that he desires. So we are going to take that. We're going to take on that mission as well. Right now, you'll notice I'm not taking the roads. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, of course, is that Fleet likes to stay off the roads. As an assassin, we will follow the roads, but generally try to avoid being on them for long periods of time. However, one of the side effects of not traveling on the roads is that we encounter wildlife. So I'm trying to prep myself for that with a calm spell and a bound bow.
Maik wishes you well. Maik has heard it is dangerous to be your friend.
It is dangerous to be Fleet's friend.
Maik knows why Falmar are blind. It has nothing to do with the Dwemer disappearing, really.
Interesting that he would be way up here, like not near the road. I love that. Somehow Maik knows it's dangerous to be my friend. This is good, dear viewers. At level 25, we are becoming a very dangerous person here. Fleet is becoming extremely effective. And there is a lot that we still haven't done when it comes to crafting. So, I said there were a couple of reasons that I'm taking this. One is to stay off the roads, as I mentioned. The other is because we are very, very near the Lover's Stone. And the Lover's Stone is the one that I really want. That is the Guardian Stone that is going to give us a 15% bump on all of our leveling, regardless of our specialization. So the trade-off here is I can take one of the original Guardian Stones, which gives us 20%, but we have to choose a path of either Mage, Warrior, or Thief. In this case, I'm getting a slightly less of a bump in terms of experience point bonus, but I'm getting it across every single skill that I use. So this is one that I've been wanting to get for a while. Well, that was great. I've been wanting to get this one for a while, but our paths really had never taken us up to Markarth anywhere close to this, and it doesn't make sense to make a special trip just for it. So we are going to get the Lover's Stone, and then we are going to make our way down toward the roadway so we can follow the road a little bit closer as we make our way to Windhelm. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to stay in the high areas, I'm trying to stay out of the valleys and the low points, and at periods I'm testing. I'm just firing warning shots down into areas where I think there could be a threat. There's a battle going on down there, but we're going to avoid it. So I'll fire a warning shot down there and see if anything lights up, see if I alert anyone. Just because some of the creatures that we encounter, bears and wolves in particular, can be very well camouflaged, and you don't see them until they're practically on top of you. So right there is the stone. Now we want to approach with caution. A lot of times the Guardian Stones are also congregating points for enemies. So we're going to want to be careful as we approach. And there's a bear down there. Now the bears, I like to use calm spells on them. Bears at just about any difficulty are arrow sponges, and they close the gap very, very quickly. So when they're on to you like this, when they see you, it is not advisable to try and take them out unless you know you can do it in 1 or 2 shots. I'm not that confident, so there we go. Look at that. He hit us once still. I let him come in very, very close because I was worried about missing him. I only had one shot at making that work, so we took some damage, but he's sufficiently calmed, so we are out of the danger zone for a little while here, but we need to get moving before that spell wears off, so that's what we're going to do. Alright, we got the Lover's Stone. This is good, and a restoration increase. Okay, we can see the road down there. It's a ways down, so we're going to carefully climb down this rock face and get back down to the road. We have a seriously long way to travel here, so I set a goal for myself that I want to try to get us to Morthal if I can. I'm not entirely sure we're going to be able to do that. We'll see. At a walking pace, exercising caution, it could be difficult for us to get there by nightfall, but that's my goal. Alright, so here's the road. Bridge, of course. I'm going to be a little cautious, looking around, making sure we're okay to commit here. Alright, we're quite a ways down the road at this point. So we bypassed another bridge earlier, probably saved ourselves a fight. So I'm going to skirt the road here, keeping the rock face to my left as usual, covering that flank. Have a couple announcements. The first one is that some of you may have noticed that I switched over to the YouTube one view page layout. Hey, look at this. This is a nobleman being escorted by an Imperial soldier. If we play this right, this could be our ticket to a little bit faster travel time. I'm going to be cautious here too, however, because I will tell you from experience that the nobleman on that horse is no slouch. He will jump off and attack you. Let's have a look. Yeah, got an Imperial. He's got a shield. Let's have a closer look. Alright, I can see the direction they're heading generally here, and I think we can lay a trap for them. So we're gonna lay a trap for these guys, and I'm gonna try to steal that horse. That is the intent. So while we're doing this, as I was saying, I've gone to the new YouTube One View, and this week I've also been living in what I would like to call YouTube thumbnail hell. In other words, I've spent a good portion of time this week trying to create attractive looking thumbnails for some of the other series of videos that I have. So you'll notice now that there are thumbnails for the entire series of the Book of Sable and the Dark Messenger as well. It was a lot of work, but it's worth it. I'm also going to retouch all the thumbnails for this Let's Play as well. Here, let's cut across, and we'll follow these guys just below the embankment where they can't see us. This way, if they do turn around for whatever reason, we're not standing directly in front of them. Look at that. We're going to get sneak bonuses by doing this too. I think this is a pretty good tactic. I've used it before. In areas like this where you have a road following the gorge, it's a great way to sort of follow along with your enemies, staying out of sight, but always in close proximity. Look, I can even hear their voices at this point.
Keep an eye out for trouble. It's only a matter of time.
That's right. Trouble is just around the corner. All right. Not sure if we can make the jump up here. Let's give it a try. I don't want to let him get too far ahead of me. Well, there's somebody going back that way, but it's not a horse. Oh, they're up this way. Okay, so that actually worked out great. Looks like we had some other Imperials coming from the opposite direction. If we had been in our original position following along the road, we would have been spotted. So that was a good move, actually. All right. Now, here is our plan. Let's see if we can execute this plan. I'm going to let them cross the bridge. I'm going to let them get across before I attempt crossing behind them. And there is a Forsworn camp up there somewhere. I think it's just around the bend in that road. My guess is the Forsworn are rabid enough that they're going to attack these guys. We are going to be the opportunistic assassins that we always are. Fleet is going to lie in wait. He's going to let that battle ensue. And he's going to take advantage of that opportunity to try and pinch that horse. See how this plays out. If we can get the horse, we can significantly increase our travel speed, because there's a lot of creatures we'll be able to just blow by. Keep going. Can I go up this way? Maybe. I think that's too far around. I need to stay where I can see them. I have to be an arrow shot, because once I determine who the victor is going to be... There we go. Yeah, they're engaged now, right now, with the Forsworn. Now, the thing that concerns me is the Forsworn, they're crazy. They will attack the horse, too. So, there we go. So we're going to target the Forsworn first. There's a good shot in him. The tree's a problem. Yeah, I'm putting him in the tree. What a mess. Alright, Forsworn is down. We put him down. Okay, the nobleman's rushing. Oh, look at that. So is the centurion there. Take him out. Done. Here comes our horse. He's kind of spooked. Oh yeah, look at that. He attacked me. We got him. Forsworn is down. Imperial is down right here. And that fool nobleman ran right in the front door. He's going to be dead soon, so we got our horse. So YouTube One View, that was my first announcement. The second announcement is that I've actually finalized a deal with N4G TV, so I officially have a YouTube partner. Very soon, you'll start to see the N4G banner appear in my videos. It'll appear just at the beginning, and probably the videos for this series, I think, will probably be submitted to N4G for sure, since that's what I'm focused on right now. So you'll be able to see Aranis Arcana broadcast through the CouchWarrior YouTube channel and also the N4G channel. So, just a little info for you. So now we got a little travel time to Morthal, but this is going to speed things up significantly. I am going to just try to blow by all the enemies that I might encounter on the way here. There's no point in mixing it up if we don't have to. We have places to go. People to eliminate. Or people to enlighten. I hope you enjoyed the reading at the beginning of this episode. That was Fleet's official second letter home to Dad. As you can see, he's toned it down just a little bit from his first letter. His first letter was really packed with venom. This one, the venom is there, but it's much more subtle. And there are messages in this letter that will make more sense to you if you've read the first letter. The first letter was written by Fleet at the beginning of this Let's Play. It was within the first few episodes and shortly after his escape from near execution at the hands of the Imperials and the Thalmor. So he was obviously in a very... he was coming from a place of very high stress. That's not to say that he's not every bit the psycho that his letters make him sound like. Who's to say? I think it's interesting to speculate. One thing that we know for sure, if you've reviewed Fleet's psychological profile, is that he has become a man of extremes. For those of you who have not taken the time to review the psych profile, it's really brief. It's basically just a code, and once you understand how the formula works, it really helps to capture where this character is at psychologically at any given moment. And since starting this new chapter, Son of Sithis, I've made some adjustments in that psychological profile. So if you haven't checked it out since chapter 2 or 3, you might want to do that. There have definitely been some major adjustments in his piety. And, well, the 6 attributes in the psychological profile can all be rated as either none, low, some, high, or total. He has swung to the extreme in most of those cases, with his psychological profile really, when I'm creating that psych profile or thinking about his scores, I'm thinking about those scores through the lens of his spirituality. So when I'm thinking about loyalty and I'm setting his loyalty, and I set his loyalty to high or total, what am I thinking about? I'm thinking about his loyalty to his organization, his loyalty to the God he serves, for example. Now, there's obviously, depending on how you choose to apply this, there's nuance, right? So for somebody who's very, very dedicated or loyal to a particular cause, they can be totally loyal to that cause to the exclusion of everything else, right? So he may appear disloyal to his family by hating his father and writing the letters he does, but at the same time, completely loyal to his cause, to his God, to the organization he works for, people he lives with. So, as I said, there's some nuance there, but when I'm thinking of psych profile, I'm thinking about it through the lens of who he is now and what's important to him at this moment, which is Sithis, the Dark Brotherhood, and these new things he's discovering about himself. So if you have an opportunity, check it out. You'll find it in the show notes of every single episode, and you'll also find a brief explanation for how Psych Profile works on the website at CouchWarrior.tv. So here we are in Morthal. I am going to purchase from Lami a mortar and pestle. Now, I believe this came with a Frostfall mod. I can purchase from her this mortar and pestle. It's under the miscellaneous category, and this will allow me to make potions on the trail as opposed to having an alchemy table all the time. So this is going to give us an added level of flexibility. We'll be able to actually make potions on the road in a pinch when we need them, instead of having to plan ahead so much. And it's perfectly logical in my view that, we might have in our satchel a mortar and pestle and just sit down around the campfire and make some potions. So that's what we're going to do. It's just a really tiny thing added by a mod, but it's one of those little things that just adds so much to the experience, I think. All right, we are getting into the northern climes. And as usual, I came up here into the snow without having made any cold weather garb first. I wasn't actually planning on coming across a horse, so I actually got into the cold climates much more rapidly than I thought, and being the impulsive person that I am, I just charged forward. So here we are. We're going to take this advantage to warm up a little bit, and then we'll head out on the next leg of our trek. I realize it's pretty much the middle of the day, but we got here to Morthal much, much more quickly than I thought. I was anticipating walking all the way here, and I thought we'd be lucky to be here by nightfall. I'd be surprised if it was noon at this point. So to say that we're making good time is an understatement. So
I'll show you to your room, right this way.
I'm not interested in making small talk. I'm just going to get the room, get a little shut-eye.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Yeah, thanks. I hate rooms without doors. So let's check out our mortar and pestle. Get a little comfortable first here. I'm kind of anxious to just try it out and see how it works. So it's probably going to be under miscellaneous since that's what we purchased it under. Where are you? Not stolen. There it is. Okay, I just select it. Yeah, look at that. At this point, I'm just going to make resist frost potions. I know I can make use of them. I'll make a few more here. Why not? I don't really want to burn all my snowberries on frost, so all right. So I think my plan is we'll catch a few short hours of sleep here, and then we will head out of Morthal, make our way down the road a piece. There is a mining camp not far from here. There is a fire there and a place that we can hunker down a little bit more if the weather gets too crazy. And we'll just kind of slowly pick our way along this road. If you remember, our end goal here is Windhelm, so we got a ways to go. But Elaine Dufont, our target, is going to be not far from there, so here's a good book. This book is all about the treachery of Ulfric Stormcloak. This book actually is great for Fleet because it says a lot about the topic we discussed in the last episode, having to do with the Forsworn and Fleet's attitudes about the Forsworn, feeling a bit of a kinship with the Forsworn. We've already established as well that Fleet is no friend of the Stormcloaks. We haven't exactly established that he's a friend of the Imperials either, but he's definitely not a friend of the Stormcloaks. And as history would have it, and as this book states, the Forsworn ruled over the Reach for a couple of years, and those were 2 years of peace until it was taken from them by Ulfric Stormcloak. So, I don't know. I'm thinking Fleet would empathize with the Forsworn. This book just supports that, so I think I'm going to keep this book. There's nothing else here worth keeping. Let's have a look over here. Nobody looking? Little wine is good, especially Alto wine. Fleet's favorite so far. So, a point of interest. A couple episodes I was talking about what my plans were for acquiring a home. I do have plans already in terms of the mods that I would like to use for acquiring a player home, but I was talking a lot in that episode about what exactly it was that I needed to do in order to qualify for a home and actually be presented with the option to purchase property. As I mentioned, just because I'm going to get a home from a mod doesn't mean that in the game sense I feel like I shouldn't pay for it. And that just seems like the fair thing to do. And so I was speculating, oh, what do I need to do? Do I have to help this citizen, that citizen, and all this stuff to try to, qualify to purchase property? I was dead wrong in all of that, because the only reason that I wasn't being offered the option to purchase property is because I hadn't yet downloaded the Hearthfire DLC for my PC game. Dang it. Yeah, dumbass. Well, I took care of that. So that should be all taken care of now, and I'm guessing that if I went back now, I would qualify to purchase that place, to lay down my 5,000 septims or whatever. So anyway, just a clarification. So if any of you are running into the same issues I was, my guess is you're not, because you're probably smarter than the CouchWarrior. You'll know why that is. Okay, so we're back on the road again. In case you didn't catch that, I just grabbed a quick 4 hours of sleep. We still got tons of daylight left. Yeah, spider. Gonna clear him off the road. Gonna be trouble. If I can hit him from here, we're gonna try. Oh, I think I overshot him. Yeah, he's turning around, so I must have overshot him. I don't know about that one. There we go. Come and get it. Dang, you're ugly. I do hate the giant spiders. I do like the venom, however. Oh, look at this. We'll get a hide out of the deal. It's just a bad place to be a deer, you know? Giant spiders and wolves and bears. Hunters and bandits. Everybody's out to get you. Trolls. Would not want to be a deer. Not in Skyrim. And there's a cow. Where there's a cow, there's a giant. I can hear him. There he is. I'm just gonna leave him alone. Okay, that mining camp is up here. We're gonna stop in. We're gonna use their fire. As you can see, the weather is terrible. Horrific even. So we're gonna warm up by their fire a little bit here. And then, I don't know, who knows? Maybe I'll pitch a tent and stay for a spell. Would be nice to do some traveling, at least when it wasn't so crazy cold out. I'm gonna cook myself. I could sleep on these bedrolls, but I don't think they're close enough to the fire to do much good. Let's go ahead and pitch a tent. We just got done sleeping. You may be asking, why are you doing that, Couch? Well, because this is a brand new tent and it's a toy and I haven't played with it yet. That's why. So we're going to set it up here. I'm going to check it out. Doesn't look quite as rustic as our hide tent did, which is fine. I think Fleet is trying to leave his rustic days behind to some extent. However, as part of the end game, I could see Fleet being the kind of guy, you know, when he gets up to level 50, 60, he's seen it all and done it all. I could see him finding a secluded place out in the wilderness and just putting that fur armor back on and spending his days hunting and fishing. Who knows? living the good life, retiring. Get a little rest. Okay, so it's going to be dark soon. There's no point in running around in the dark. Let's just go ahead and get a full night's sleep. We'll sleep through that. Hopefully we'll have some sunshine in the morning.
Stone Hill's warmth is a welcome change in this cold, bleak land.
I'm just here to work the mine. Nothing else matters anymore.
They're a gloomy bunch. Hey, y'all. Just set up my fancy tent in the middle of all your crap tents. Kind of showing off a little bit, you know. All right. Well, our weather's not a whole lot better, is it? It's all right. Got to get moving. There are other places we can hunker down between here and our destination. There's plenty of stops along this road if you've been down it a few times and know where you're going. Oh yeah. I'm hearing bandits. Not really going to stop to find out what their deal is. I'm just going to keep moving here. Got bigger fish to fry. Well, let's check this out. Oh, oh. Oh, they're not after us. I don't know who's who. I can't tell who to help here. Holy crap.
Who in Dagon's name are you? Speak, or I'll cut you down where you stand.
Wait. What's going on here?
I was part of the gang in the ruins here. Friend of mine went crazy and stole the boss's sword. They blamed me for it. Look, I'm done here. Mop the floor with these idiots for all I care. Just get out of my way.
I think we can do that. Well, dear viewers, we've reached the end of another episode. Thank you for taking the journey with me. And until next time, may all that you do be swift, quiet, and deadly. And to all Skyrim assassins, I salute you. Silence is our battle cry. You've been watching Aranis Arcana, a Skyrim Let's Play. If you liked this video, please rate, like, and subscribe. For more information on this and other CouchWarrior broadcasts, visit me on the web at www.couchwarrior.tv.